Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love haunted history and cemeteries as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. Today we're headed to Gan Shalom Cemetery, located in Lutz, Florida, just north of my location, to close out our Jewish month of May. Enjoy! We're here at Southernese Bar and Grill. I believe we are already in Lutz. Gonna go in and check it out, get a bite to eat. We just went to the Gan Shalom Cemetery and it is Saturday, and for whatever reason, the Gan Shalom Cemetery is closed today. So that's a real bummer, but right next door is the Church of Christ, and there's a graveyard here. So it's not Jewish, but we'll check it out, and that really kind of blows. I wanted to check out the Gan Shalom Cemetery. Now, it is a very small cemetery. This one, as far as acreage, is what a jerk. This one, as far as acreage goes, looks to be a little bit bigger, but there's not a whole lot of burials here. If I had to guess, probably 100, 150 maybe. So let's go in and see what we can see. It's right off a busy road, so there's not a whole lot of quiet around here. I'm looking into getting a little microphone, Bluetooth or something. It's always the loudest vehicles that go by too when you're on a busy road like this. But just in front of me there, you'll see the Church of Christ. That tells me that this is probably a graveyard belonging to the church and maintained by the church. Not a whole lot here, but we're gonna take some photographs and check it out. At least we wouldn't have driven out here for nothing then, right? Evidently, we've stumbled upon a historic graveyard because just over here, right in the center of the cemetery, there are a lot of old headstones, meaning these look to be from the 1800s. They're very old, so let's see. And I can just kind of peek over the fence over there and show you the Gan Shalom Cemetery. It's beautiful. Very small, but newer headstones. Yes, look at this one. It's broken, but 1853. Born December 1853, died in 1892. You can see the older headstones, a lot of them were a lot thinner. And just over time, fair wear and tear, they've broken over the years. This is a newer one in the middle of all these older ones, but this is quite the find, actually. At first glance, it looks like, oh, okay, a church graveyard, probably established in 1950 or something, but these are a lot older, so evidently this is a lot older of a cemetery than I even thought. And these are the headstones that I love to see, because that just tells you that there's history here. This one, Jane Ellis, who departed this life November 4th, 1890, aged 63 years, 9 months, and 22 days. Wow, 1890. So these have been here for that long. I think that's always incredible. Here's March 1877. Aged 19 years, 5 months, and 9 days. Julia A. Ellis. Wow. Isn't that cool? Another Ellis. This is an Ellis family plot here. Wow. I wonder if they kind of were pioneers of the Lutz area. There was no name on the front of this cemetery, so I'm assuming that it's the Church of Christ graveyard, which the church looks newly renovated. I'm sure it's not the original church from the 1800s. Probably torn down, rebuilt, renovated, and all of that. Look at how old. These are great. March 16th, 1878. Passed away in 1908.
That's old one right there.
Yeah, these are too. These are all really old, from the 1800s.
Yeah, but that's the coolest looking one.
Yeah, I saw it. I'll take a picture of it. Here's another Ellis. These are all Ellises. Now I'm interested to learn about the Ellis family of Lutz. This one passed in 1905. Born 1866, passed 1907. Wow. So yeah, as you can see, this was really kind of cool to stumble upon. We have a cenotaph over here in memory of the Confederate heroes. So it looks like there are some Confederate soldiers who are buried here. And this is the cenotaph to commemorate all of them. It says, in memory of our Confederate heroes entered here. So they are actually buried here, just not in that particular spot. Pretty cool. Look at this one all gated in. I love this. This is so great. Oh, someone tried to dig their way out. Just kidding. I'm sure animals get in here. There's a dog spa, like next door to the Gan Shalom Cemetery, which is right neighboring this one. And I'm gonna go stick my camera over there so you can just kind of see it. And one day we might catch it when it's open, but Mary J. Orr, born November 15th, 1833. Looks like died 1897. This is awesome. Let's just go check. Let me just go show you, because as I was looking in, it was a lot of newer headstones. Watch your feet in here. I just tripped over something. I just got tangled up in a mess of something. So you can hear the dogs that are right next door. And then over here, I'll kind of peek into the Gan Shalom. I don't know why they're not open on a Saturday, but that was very disappointing. Oh, it's just, there's like a little piece of land in between here, and then it's this cemetery. But you can kind of see over there, it's all new headstones. So that's a newer cemetery. It's probably, you know, established in 1950s or something. Quite a bit newer. So we'll check it out sometime. Unfortunately, we can't do it on this run. So it's overgrown here. Not terribly, but you're gonna want to wear good shoes, like boots or something. Whatever I got tangled up in had like little thorns on it, like a bougainvillea or something. But it was a long, like almost like a vine with little thorns on it or something. So it cut me up a little bit around my ankles. I'm not wearing socks today, so that wasn't a good idea. I usually wear my cemetery shoes in the cemetery, which is a very comfortable Converse boot. Highly recommend if you do cemeteries, but that's a better shoe. I'm getting a little tore up today. Here we have a Dennison family plot. So if your name is Ellis or Dennison, you may have loved ones buried here that go way back. So that's kind of cool. Here again we have some digging that's taking place. I'm telling you, it's probably like an animal or something that's gotten in. Here we have a Godwin family plot. Godwin. Right here on the outer edge. Listen to this name, Saffronia. That's a cool name. So lots of Godwins here. And right over here, again, someone has used shaving cream, it looks like, because it's breaking down the marble or the stone, and it's starting to turn black, and over here as well. So you pay a lot for these headstones and you want them to last, so please refrain from using shaving cream to clean your loved one's headstones. There are several sites you can go online, just look up the proper way to clean a headstone, and they'll give you all of the information that you don't use wire brushes. I've seen people using wire brushes sometimes. That's just going to tear up the marble or the concrete, or whatever your stone is made out of, limestone. It eventually will break down the stone, so you don't want to use those kinds of practices. But sometimes people just don't know, and that's all they know. So I'm just trying to let you know that there are proper ways to go about cleaning your loved one's headstone, and you can definitely find all of that information online. Here is a Riegler family plot. So it looks to be that there are a few families in here, like larger families, that could be pioneers of this area, or even just first settlers, And here, over to the right corner of the cemetery, we have the Frizzle family. This one says, he has gone to the mansions of rest. Gone but not forgotten, forever with the Lord. A lot of this family died in October. 1, 2, 3 died in October and 2 died in May. It's an unusual coincidence. This one passed on my birthday in 1998. And her middle name was May. And here we have the Clement family. Several Clements. Now a lot of these passed in December. 1, 2, 3. 3 in December. Interesting. Alright. This was a smaller graveyard, and I don't even see a name of it. This is the no-name graveyard next to Gan Shalom Jewish Cemetery. It's literally neighbors the Jewish cemetery. Hopefully we can get in there one day, but today was not the day, unfortunately. So we're actually ending this month with a Christian graveyard. Surprise, surprise. So, but I'm glad I found it, because there was a lot of really interesting headstones here, older headstones. And who knew? So it's kind of cool. You know, little hidden gem here. We're headed out. Hope you enjoyed. Here at the Ehren Cemetery. It's the Ehren Community Cemetery. I had never heard of it, but we happened to be in the area. It's in a very rural area of Florida. We just saw a dead gator just outside the gates here, which is something that I really have never seen before. We took a picture of it for you. But let's go ahead and read about the Ehren Cemetery. GoPro. Named by sawmill owners Frederick and Louise Muller, Ehren means a place of honor in their native German language. Its post office opened January 17, 1890 and closed in 1950. Burned and rebuilt several times, the post office was once listed in Ripley's Believe It or Not as the nation's smallest. By 1910, the community boasted a hotel and school, along with Ehren Pine Company sawmill. A stagecoach relay station called 26 Mile House on the Brooksville-Tampa route was in the vicinity of the mid-1800s. Survivors of this once bustling lumber town include Ehren and Mount Carmel cemeteries, and a bald cypress tree considered one of Florida's largest. All right, let's check it out. Again, this is a very small, another very small cemetery, but another little diamond in the rough. And what I love the most about it is it's super quiet. You could hear a pin drop out here. It's awesome. And I love that when I'm filming, because so many are on busy streets and it's so loud. So here we have the Snyder family. They have some really nice headstones. I do like the way the black is against the gray granite stone. That looks really nice. It's very bold. You can see it. It's not going to deteriorate over time. Aw, Doll was her nickname. Bronnie Braswell. Veenstra Huey. That's a lot to say. No wonder her nickname was Doll. Born May 22nd, 1910. Passed May 6, 1998, and George Veenstra. Aww, she looks like she was really kind of small too, like short and petite. That might also be why they called her Doll. Here's some more Snyders, Curtis Lee and Vivian Veenstra. So the Veenstra and Snyders are as one here. Really small cemetery, probably 100 burials here, marked. Anyway, look how cute this couple was, Shirley and James. Beautiful pictures of them. You gotta watch for ants around here. I did notice as we were driving that there were a lot of really tall ant mounds. Got some drier ground over here. Here's the McCall family. So once again, we're in a place where we've got bigger family plots that were probably first settlers, pioneers of the area. So that's kind of cool. Here's an older headstone. Solomon J. Miller died September 5th, 1930, awaiting the resurrection. I have never seen that on a headstone. That's interesting. Look over here. We have a Henry J. Rogers. I wonder what the middle name was. Henry Judson Rogers was my poppy from my paternal side. but they called him Judd. But I wonder what his middle name was. That's so cool. I probably could look it up. And there's a Lula E. Rogers Harris. Some more Rogers here. Sharon Lucille Leonard Rogers. And a Karen Rogers over there. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Here's a Linda Marie Rogers Paget. Linda Marie Rogers Paget. I've been seeing quite a bit of Pagets lately here in the, the northern, more North Florida area. Think that this is one of those smaller community cemeteries that the only requirement to probably be buried here is that you actually live in this area, because there aren't a lot of burials here. And it looks like I'm going to be stumbling upon some older headstones up here that should give us an approximate date of when this cemetery was established. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. There are a lot of sandhill cranes around here. If you like sandhill cranes, we saw some coming up the road. They're kind of just walking around everywhere in this area of town. See this little section here? These are all older headstones. I'm gonna dive right in. This is something else I've never seen before. This is something else I think I've never seen before. It looks like the family of the departed here just kind of smeared some stone or some concrete mix or some kind of mix onto the top here and etched in the stone the names of the departed. So you can see it's cracked off over time. But if you look at the original stone, it's not legible at all. So I've never seen anybody do that before, but it didn't last, so it's probably best you just replace the headstone. Over here, these are baby burials. Look at the little ledgers. They're so small. Several in a row right here. These are all hand etched over here, or a lot of them are. And it looks like it's kind of a redo of what was originally there. This is the Vicks plot. Vicks, like the Vicks Vapor Rub. This one passed in 1902. All the original script has been worn off and it looks like it's been re-etched into some kind of concrete or something. Well, we've seen about all there is to see here. I guess since we saw a gator just across the street that had been run over or something. Maybe if you come here you should watch out for gators. Ant beds. Wear good shoes. But it's so quiet and peaceful here. I love it. Headed back to the city now. See you soon. We're here in Land O'Lakes, gonna check out this brewing company. It's called In the Loop. thank you so much for joining me again today. Our little excursion took an impromptu detour today. Of course, I wanted to finish out the month with the Gan Shalom Cemetery, but it wasn't open, so we stumbled upon some pretty awesome little cemeteries. The first one was a Church of Christ graveyard that's located there in Lutz, right next door to the Gan Shalom Cemetery. And then the second one, Ehren Community Cemetery, is actually pretty interesting. I was talking to my friend Winterbauer on the phone not long ago, and she grew up there, and she said it's actually a very haunted area. It might be something you want to check out just to go see it. We found that curious alligator that was headless, as if somebody had sawed off the head of the alligator and laying there by the side of the road. So it was a very interesting trip, and it was really fun to see these cemeteries. Just sometimes life takes you in a different direction. We had a great time. I hope you enjoyed the brewery and the barbecue joint. The barbecue was good. Could have been better. The sides weren't that great. The barbecue itself was really good, and the Brussels sprouts were really good. But the sides left a little to be desired, in my opinion, but the service was excellent. So there are a lot of good reasons to go there. It wasn't 100%. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 if you want to check that out. It is in the direct vicinity of the cemetery, at least the one we actually got to see today, and also the Gan Shalom Cemetery. So if you are going out there, it's basically that and a bunch of chain restaurants. So you got to weigh out your pros and cons. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share on your way out. And I'll see you next time.